Chair recognizes the representative from Brooksville, Representative Chapman.
Thank you, Madam Chair Pro Tem. Friends and colleagues of the House, I rise for a little information here. We've had an interesting debate on a section of the bill that is not actually before us. Part of the bill that is before us, that is to say, were we to reject the motion that's on the floor and go to the minority report, that amendment has to do with the visual distance of wind turbine development and does not have to do with the expedited areas. The expedited areas referred to a pre-zoned area, and I'd be happy to explain to anyone who's interested why whether an area is pre-zoned or not pre-zoned makes little difference to a wind power developer. But I'm not going to take the time to do that now since that issue is not before us. I would like to make a mention of the matter that is before us, which has to do with whether or not the 8-mile visual distance should be extended to 15 miles. And the information that I want to bring, Madam Speaker Pro Tem, is that most of us are not accustomed to knowing how far away we're looking when we're looking at things at some distance. And it occurs to me that if members of this chamber have traveled on I-95 between Maine and New Hampshire, and if you were, say, a passenger in a vehicle going over the Piscataqua River Bridge and were able to look south, a little east of south, to see the Seabrook nuclear reactor containment building, that's a distance of 15 miles. If, like myself, you travel more in a different direction, for instance, between Waldo County and Hancock County over the Penobscot Narrows Bridge, and you were entering the bridge from the Waldo County and looked as far downriver as possible, what you would see on the horizon is a mountain in the state park in my hometown where I walk my dogs. And that distance is also about 15 miles. And then, as has been alluded to previously, to get a sense of what a wind turbine looks like at that distance, if anyone has a mechanical pencil that has 0.5 millimeter lead in it, and you extend the lead out of the pencil about half an inch, and hold that pencil about 8.5 feet away from you, that's what the pipe that windmills are supported by would look like at a distance of 15 miles. And the diameter of the spinning turbine's blades would be roughly a little less than, about half an inch in diameter around that pencil lead. And if you wanted to know what it looks like at 8 miles, which is the current law, then you would bring that to about 4.5 feet away from you. I thought that might be helpful. I certainly would not try to argue on the beauty of wind turbines. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I have a very funny story about that, but I'll leave that for another time. Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem.